So I'm the world's worst FNAF player, and since you guys love watching me wander through these games with no clue or direction to where I'm going, much like Helen Keller, today I decided to purchase FNAF 3 on the PlayStation and attempt to get all the trophies within it.
I'm never gonna financially recover from this.
Because the console version of FNAF, especially these first few games, is absolutely horrible. In fact, many times it's said that the mobile version is actually easier to play. Anyways, the next FNAF game on the list of opening my eyes to the lore of the Freddy is the FNAF 3, obviously. The game contains 10 trophies like the previous ones. 7 are all gotten for the 7 nights, including aggressive nightmare mode, and the other 3 are for the different endings you can get. And failing, which is obviously going to happen unless you're a little gremlin who plays it all day. So we begin the first night in a brand new location, this time inside of the Freddy universe. Yeah. The radio guy called us on the phone once more and began to make fun of us for earning an honest wage, which is totally not fair since not everyone can succeed in the OnlyFans universe like him. Nonetheless, I immediately shut him up when I entered the first minigame of the day. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 has a new minigame system in it where you need to complete every one on each night in order to get the quote-unquote good ending. However, when kids get shoved into animatronics, I'm not sure there really is a good ending. Anyways, this first minigame was very simple and all you have to do is collect all the balloons and then glitch through the side wall to go on a trip and find the last real balloon out there. After collecting them all, we then get sent back in time to reset the first night. And just like my ex-girlfriend, the phone never rang again on this night after what I did. So I then mindlessly just watched cameras like a little child in a candy store having no clue what I wanted to do, but with so many options in front of me. Anyways, that's enough talk of children. I'm not trying to catch a case. So we continued on with the first night and literally nothing happened at all. In fact, so little occurred I almost thought we forgot to start the game up because I didn't even see Springlock once. Now that's probably because I'm blind and this guy loves to hide in the most secretive places ever on cams, but it doesn't matter since we finished the night and got the first trophy of the day. There was then a disturbing cutscene which ended in death and despair like usual. Night 2 then started and I had to go take a piss but found out that for some reason in FNAF 3, you can't actually pause the game. What a feature, honestly. So I instead just quit to the PlayStation menu in hopes it would freeze the game, and it didn't. It did not do that at all. In fact, the game just kept on playing by itself, and by the time I got back, it was 2 AM already, and all hell had broken loose. The red LED lights were on and some not godlike things were going on, if you know what I mean. And then I got jump scared and died. So we got the trophy for failing, but honestly that jump scare absolutely sucked, and I think seeing your mom without makeup on would have been scarier.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyways, we retried night 2 of course, and this time I did the next minigame in same succession as the first night. The only hard part about starting some of these minigames, however, is that the console port for the game has a horrible way of activating them, and you have to sort of get a bit lucky and press the button perfectly or else it won't activate. Usually it's not too much of a problem, just a tad bit annoying, which is honestly the vibe of this game in its entirety. Anyways, the night 2 minigame has you play as some furry creature and go gather all your parts to your body. You also have to avoid the child and its sticky hands as they will probably infect you with many different cancers if you are touched. Just like last time, you glitch through a wall, wander around various rooms,
Oh my god!
then you do some parkour and find a cake, which once you land on it and smash it, the night is reset all over again. Man, I love deja vu. So we finally get to play night 2 for real this time. Just kidding, this night has 2 minigames for the good ending, and you have to go replay the Balloon Boys minigame again, and give this dumb crying kid a fake cake. Dumb kid should be saving up for a house right now instead of crying over a cake, but whatever. Anyways, night 2 finally let me play it for once, and I got my first phantom encounter with Mangle, I'm pretty sure. I honestly don't know. Like, if you told me this was James Charles right there, I would have believed you. Basically, the thing just ruined my ears and took away my audio privileges for a few seconds. Also, I didn't see it when playing, but somebody was slowly creeping up through my window. A few seconds later, I then stared down Balloon Boy, and he looks kinda weird in this game. The only way to describe it would be by comparing him to the most clean R6 player. He didn't like that insult and screamed in my face. Very unprofessional. For the next hour, not much happened until Springlock just skedaddled across my window, meaning I am probably gonna die. Now again, I didn't see this since I am acoustic, but he ran right across my camera and was probably just tickling my butthole off camera. Not sure why our protagonists here can't do a full rotation of their neck, but then again, these jump scares aren't scary anyway, so let's just let it happen. In fact, I actually think that the scariest part of this game is the lobby just sitting there. It makes my balls tingle. So this is now the 3rd attempt I think at night 2, which is sad already, but thankfully radio guy showed up to give me a pep talk and a quickie so I could stay focused. Also, a lot of you guys commented about him being called the phone guy, but like, dude, radios are way cooler. Everyone has a phone, but not everybody has a radio guy. So since I had already experienced most of the bad things this night has to offer, I made it through all the way till 5 a.m. before seeing Springlock. And he was mad we didn't get to hang out at all today, so we had an epic stare down. Honestly, I just thought this was super funny because he looks so silly. And I wasn't even aware that this was sort of a strategy on these nights if this happens. Anyways, after nearly falling in love with those eyes and facial features that man has, we finished night 2 and got the trophy for it. Then we watched another cutscene which contained another brutal execution. You gotta love how it's staying consistent just like my upload schedule. Which if you ever miss an upload, make sure to go check out the Platinum Trophy playlist, the best on YouTube. Okay, thank you, bye. Night 3's minigame has you play as Chica for the first time today. And I also got a lot of comments saying how I have been misgendering the animatronics, but dude, come on, it's a robot. I didn't give my computer a gender, I just call it a piece of shit. Anyways, this minigame ends once you quickly deliver the crying kid his dumb cake again. Man, kids are so easy. Wait. So, night 3 begins for real this time, and immediately at 1 a.m. I was confronted by my first Chica jump scare. Hey, we were just talking about him. I wonder if he was listening. So yeah, this is probably one of the worst ones since it really affects you to the core and ruins most of your systems you had running. Also, the red lights turned on, which makes it seem worse than it really is. Not much else happened until 3 a.m. when Freddy's balls walked into my room. And I swear, I barely even looked at them. But he was upset, so he quickly hid until jumping my white ass and ruining my day once more. And immediately after Freddy jumped me, Springlock did also. So I've officially had a threesome in my life. It wasn't as fun as I thought it would be. In fact, I'm in pain right now. Second try on night 3 went okay, and I enjoyed watching Freddy skedaddle around. And honestly, I'm wondering if this addition in the FNAF franchise was meant to be a comedy, with how stupid the animatronics move. But the slander I just said was heard by Chica once more, and he jumped me again. I'm starting to really believe he is listening at all times. Also, I'm gonna be honest, during these nights I had really no clue what was happening and where Springlock was at all. So I was basically just mindlessly searching through cameras and spamming the audio things you can do, which I didn't even know was... What? And I didn't even know this is where the hi and hello sound effects came from that I've been using in videos for years. But all that fun would end at 5 a.m. when Foxy made an appearance for the first time of the day. And I was just gonna say my butthole finally felt healed after the last game with that guy, but he ruined it again. Also, Springlock got to watch the whole show happen and was secretly laughing his ass off, I imagine. And since nearly everything that could go wrong just did, he snuck in and touched me right before my shift ended at 6. Truly a tragedy. On my next try of the night, however, I finished it easily since I was starting to understand how not to be an idiot. Night 4 had a cool minigame intro where you had to type out everything into this wall that totally doesn't look suspicious. After putting in the right code, you get thrown into the minigame realm once more, and are playing as Freddy since this is his game technically. I was a little lost in this minigame and didn't do it right at all, but it looks funny all sped up because it's just me glitching around everywhere. Eventually though, I did find what I was looking for all these years. A crying vulnerable child. So night 4 begins normally this time, and I was still lost a tad bit on what to do. I also didn't know exactly what the death ambience sound meant yet, and had it blaring in my ears for multiple minutes until Springlock jumped me in a very peaceful way. I almost think he feels bad doing it. Next try at 3 a.m, Balloon Boy finally hopped off that R6 Johnson grind, and gave me a greasy smooch. I did not consent. This also led right into Spring Boy saying sorry to me again. Next try, I finally got jumped by the Mimic from FNAF 2. And I gotta say, that boy don't even look too scary from a distance. Like he low-key looking like he needs more iron in his diet. Brody really got that XQC build for real. But this jump scare was no small thing. In fact, it would have lasted longer than I usually do, but Spring Boy got up in the middle of our nice night and ruined it all.
What did he say?
I then had a decent run without much trouble, but it all fell apart at once. Almost like my life last year. Except in the game, I died. Oh, and don't we all just love the 12 a.m. Foxy jump scares? Yes, thank God. Please, touch me, please. So I still had no clue what to really do in this game or how it worked at all. But I assume due to my absolutely perfect gaming skill that I've developed over my life on Earth, I was allowed to pass through night 4 just because of how cool I am. I mean, we're almost at 400,000 subscribers on the channel. This is a sellout to tell you all to subscribe right now if you couldn't guess. So yeah, anyways, we beat night 4 without any trouble aside from the Foxy touching event of 87. Again, we got a cutscene, and again an execution occurred. My favorite. So we have finally reached night 5. This is the last real night of the game if you read the title of it. Also, we finished the last minigame needed, which had us play as some purple guy who can apparently fly. So that's cool, and now if we beat night 5, the good ending of the game trophy should pop. Sadly, I died on 3 a.m. during my first try of the night. Then Foxy touched me again, and Springlock apologized. But that apology didn't go anywhere because Foxy must hate me now and jumped on top of me again. I don't know what I did to deserve such treatments from him, and even Springlock was shocked, so he just peeked in to see what was going on. Thankfully, I saw it this time and decided to just close the game and restart since the run was already so messed up. I then tried like 3 more times and actually got it on around my 4th try of the night. I looked up a strategy to keep him in cams 10 and 9, which on this night still works pretty well since he doesn't yet go crazy like on night 6 and 7. So I finished finished Night 5 fairly easily actually, and got the trophy for it. Also, the good ending trophy after all the kids teamed up on the purple man who was wandering around in circles like an idiot. Sadly, this game is so old and has such a bad transfer to the console, they didn't even invent stackable trophies yet. So the normal ending for the 5 nights didn't pop, meaning I would have to go and replay the first 5 nights again to get it. Before that, I decided to jump headfirst into Night 6 and 7, which was, not exactly a great idea. I still didn't really know what to do. Now, when editing this video, I obviously understand mostly what's going on, but during Night 6, I was so entirely lost, I ended up asking my Discord server if anyone had any clue what to do in this game. Now, they weren't much help, but a few people did give me some suggestions on what to do, and I tried my absolute best to gatekeep Springlock as far as I could away from me and to do the Cam 5 and Cam 2 strategy. But still, I was basically lost and just had to play more to really understand and expose both my eyes, mind, and butthole to the world of FNAF 3. After dying many times though, I did halt and have the usual daily existential crisis and just stare down Springlock. This is what I like to call a cockfight, where you wait until the person makes the first move. Damn, I didn't know he was acting like that. Anyways, I spent 2 hours straight just dying over and over and over. I can't even express to you how much I was just frustrated with this night, and I don't want to make excuses, but I will. The console port is just so hard to navigate through cams on, especially in the vents, because occasionally you need to go to the farthest vent way on the map and are stuck on the nearest one, meaning you have to switch through all of the vents to get to it. But by that time, you don't have any more time to close it, so you essentially just lose the round. I did, however, make it to 5 AM one time and found a glimpse of hope in the future of my time in FNAF 3. That didn't really do much though, since I played for 30 more minutes and many tries until truly mastering or at least getting lucky with the strategy I was using. So I managed to beat Night 6 finally once I really understood how the cams work, the audio usages, and the audio cues you can get from where Springlock is. I won't explain it because I also sort of don't have a clue how it's truly done, but I do enough to the point where I was able to beat Night 6. However, on Night 7, the aggressive nightmare mode, it is much harder. Not quite to the level of FNAF 2 on console, but still, it's pretty much just stupid on console. The difficulty for it is so much higher than need be because the console port just sucks. I kept on dying to instant vent kills because I didn't know what ones to close and when to close them. And by the time I found the idiot sniffing around the vent, I was already too late. So I didn't beat Night 7, but if you guys want to see me keep playing these games, then make sure to drop a like in the video. Also, let me know if you want to see me do these on the PC version so I can hopefully have a better chance of beating them. Anyways, thanks for watching, and Radio Guy for life.